Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Net Zero Nuclear Pavilion in the Green Zone here at COP28. My name is Jennifer Gordon, and I'm the director of the Atlantic Council's Nuclear Energy Policy Initiative. And I'm so delighted to be here, now that we are all here, talking about nuclear horizons or nuclear frontiers and focusing on new technologies, new countries, and new use cases. And it's really difficult to imagine a better group of people to talk about these subjects and to address these issues than this panel. So I'm really delighted to introduce our panelists for today. Mr. Cosmin Ghita, who is Chief Executive Officer of Nuclearelectrica. Cosmin, I think, actually is building 2 more large CANDU reactors and refurbishing Cernavoda Reactor 1 and also building a small modular reactor. So, Cosmin, tell us a little bit about this constellation of reactors that you're working on in Romania.
And also a tritium removal facility to support fusion reactors with their fuel. So that shows a little bit about the versatility of the technology mix. And as Joe previously pointed out, actually Romania is #1 in terms of capacity factor worldwide. And that lends itself to a very strong operations school, strong management system that's inspired from IMPO, North America. I still believe that that's the best practice that you can get in terms of managing a particular power plant, and very reliable technology. And during the recent Ukraine crisis, fuel security has been very important, and having possibility of having all of our fuel cycle in Romania active gave us a lot of relief. So in that sense, we're leveraging what we did in the past, and the CANDU reactors are complicated systems with a lot of safety systems. They fuel online, they're versatile, but they're not easy to operate. And we are lending ourselves that type of expertise to support development and deployment of exciting new technology, which we partner up with NuScale to replace a coal plant. So part of our mandate today partly is to try to support new technology, and that's what we're doing in deploying the tritium removal facility using Romanian technology for catalytic exchange, and supporting then ITER with the tritium needed for its fuel production. Supporting, finalizing our nuclear program to help decarbonize Romania, because we're going to be taking out 4.2 gigawatts electric of coal and of capacity off our grid by 2032. So the mandate for us is by 2032 is get 2,000 megawatts electric into the grid. So we're doing this through 2 CANDUs that we can build by that time, and one SMR that is physically replacing a coal site in the heart of Romania. And that helps us further enhance the Romanian School of Nuclear Operations, so to speak, which ties into our relationship with the universities. We've opened up the first simulator for an SMR in our university at Polytechnica, and creating a circuit in terms of regulatory and operations preparedness and regulatory affairs to help deploy this technology in the region, and to support even those particular countries that want customers, large utilities, that maybe don't want to deal with operations. They want to have a little bit of support in the region, that know familiarities of Euratom and the Central Eastern European grid. So we want to be there to support decarbonization and energy resilience, both through the grid, which are the large reactors, and also near the customer, which are the SMRs. So we're going to keep all types of relationships in terms of power production. Thank you.
Cosmin, thank you so much. Really appreciate, again, that view of the constellation of different types of reactors in Romania. I appreciate you bringing in mention of the universities and customers, and again, just that full ecosystem. So I think, picking up on this idea of the regional to global narrative, but also I think how we look beyond our own borders. Cosmin, you and I have talked a lot about the notion of Romania becoming a regional clean energy hub and really supplying clean power from nuclear throughout the region. So tell us a little bit more about your thinking on that topic.
It depends on what you define as a hub. On one end is, yes, producing more electrons to be able to export. And actually, we're currently supporting Moldova quite heavily throughout its winters from our Cernavoda facilities. And we're also talking with countries in the region, such as Greece, that maybe don't have a nuclear program, but want to have access to baseload clean electricity, to possibly involve them in offtake constructs to take electricity. We're also balancing with 20 other markets. So now in the EU, we're interconnected in that way. So the more electron and the more producing capacities we put in the grid, the more we implicitly support all of this integrated market. That is one point. The second point has to do with expertise, supply chains, and again, training of people. So when you create a nuclear program, you invest not just in the unit itself, you invest in developing capabilities such as the ones that we talked about at Polytechnica and the university, in creating regulations that you can extrapolate, and putting back your supply chain on track. Romania has had a strong supply chain in the nuclear industry, but also in the oil and gas industry. That we're seeing that those supply chains can help contribute to a lot of the great projects that we're talking about right now, but also for others. Think about offshore drilling platforms that you can convert for offshore wind installation facilities. So these have the same type of core competencies, and all of that project management that comes in from that industry is heavily needed in building nuclear. So basically, if we were to revive what we have over there, it's through the means of these investments to try to help others deploy faster and cheaper. Because at the end of the day, I would say maybe even labor costs can be a competitive advantage as we're normalized in our own geography in that sense. And probably that is more of the context where you get technologies that are globally universal and figure out a way in which you apply them to a regional context for it to be worth a while and make sense from an infrastructure standpoint, workforce culture development standpoint, and also cost and supply chain standpoints.
Cosmin, thank you so much. And I am so sorry to say that we are unfortunately out of time. So everyone, please join me in thanking our panelists.